ain't the type that should have a dog.
Why, I think more of that dog of ours than...
McGee.
Huh?
We haven't got a dog, remember?
Oh, yeah. Well, come on, Molly. I'll get this thing straightened out before I leave the city hall, for my name ain't Fibber McGee. And speaking of Fibber McGee, I wonder whatever become of old Harlow Wilcox.
Well, for scream's sake, Fizzer and Choopy. Well, fancy meeting you here, isn't it? Or is it? No, I guess it isn't.
Hello, Mr. DePopolis.
Hi, Nick. Say, we just had a session with the city license clerk, and it looks like we're in a jam.
Oh, my goodness, a jam session.
No. We got a notice that we have to buy a 1940 dog license or pay a fine and maybe go to jail.
Yeah, and we haven't got a dog, as you know very well, Mr. DePopolis.
No, but I knew very well the dog you used to have. A very intelligent K7, too.
K9.
Oh, was he that old, Fizzer? Anyway, that dog was a very smart dog. I think he must have studied medicine sometime, because he always knew where there was a bone buried in the muscles of my leg. But there's no hard feelings, Fizzer. It's all healed up now.
Yes, but we haven't had that dog for 7 years, so why should we buy a dog license now?
Yeah.
I think something has got you there, Choopy. But I hope it'll all come out in the wash, and I think it will, because they're certainly taking you to the cleaners. So long, Fizzer. Goodbye, Choopy.
The King's men sing Old King Cole. Old King Cole was a merry old soul, and a merry old soul was he. He loved his pipe and he loved his bowl, but he hated his fiddlers three. Fiddle-diddle-dee with the fiddle, fiddle-diddle-dee went the viol. Fiddle-diddle-dee went the big burly bumbo, fiddle-diddle-diddle-dee. Fiddle-dee, fiddle-dee, fiddle-dee with a fiddle-diddle-diddle-dee, and a fiddle-diddle-dee, and a fiddle-diddle-dee. When Old King Cole took his morning roll in his cup of hot coffee, his meal was lost and his temper crossed by the terrible fiddlers three. Fiddle-diddle-dee went fiddle, fiddle-diddle-dee went the viol. Fiddle-diddle-dee went the big bass fiddle, fiddle-diddle-diddle-dee. Fiddle-dee, fiddle-dee, fiddle-dee with the fiddle-diddle-dee. When Old King Cole to the parlor stole for a nap on the royal settee, he heard the noise of those awful boys, those horrible fiddlers three. Fiddle-diddle-dee went the fiddle, fiddle-diddle-dee went the viol. Oh, fiddle-diddle-dee went the big burly bumbo, fiddle-diddle-diddle-dee. Fiddle-dee, fiddle-dee, fiddle-dee with a fiddle-diddle-dee. The Old King Cole, as he went for a stroll in the garden after tea, was at once pursued by the breathless brute, those maddening fiddlers three. Fiddle-diddle-dee went the fiddle, fiddle-diddle-dee went the viol. Fiddle-dee, fiddle-dee, fiddle-dee with the Said Old King Cole, I will shoot a hole right through those fiddlers three. He pulled the trigger and the good old gun discharged the fiddlers three. Fiddle-diddle-dee went the fiddle. Fiddle-diddle-dee went the viol. Oh, shot through the middle was the big bass fiddle. Old King Cole was a merry old soul, and a merry old soul was he. He pulled his pipe and he coughed and he bowled, but he buried his fiddlers three. His fiddlers three. He buried his fiddlers three. He buried his fiddlers, buried his fiddlers. The fiddlers.
Well, we haven't made much progress, dearie.
I know. I got a good notion to go back and argue with that license clerk some more.
Oh, I don't think it's worth all this fuss, McGee.
Well,
They can't really send you to prison for not having a dog license for a non-existent dog.
you sure they can't?
Why, of course not.
Well.
And even if they do, you'll always know I'll be waiting for you.
Oh.
Yes, McGee, darling, I'll be there coming to see every visitor's
Oh,
day.
don't say that.
Seeing that you have cigarettes.
No.
And then when they do let you out, we'll take up our lives just where we left off.
Oh, Molly.
I'll stick by you even if you are an ex-convict.
Molly, don't say
What do I care what people say?
Oh, don't say
Let them talk.
No.
Let them say whatever
Oh,
they will.
stop it, Molly. Stop it. Gee whiz. This is more serious than what I thought. I think I better go right up and see the mayor. That's what I better do.
Look, McGee, look.
Huh?
Here comes Mrs. Uppington.
Oh.
I wonder what she's doing in the city hall.
Probably going to complain about the public schools being too public.
If she'd come down off her high horse long enough to let the saddle cool off, she'd... Oh, how do you do, Mrs. Uppington? So nice to see you.
Oh, how do you do, Mrs. McGee? And Mr. McGee.
Hi, Uppity.
Why, good heavens, Miss McGee. You seem quite perturbed about something.
I am
What is the matter?
Well, you'd be perturbed, too, Mrs. Uppington, if you had to pay a tax on something you didn't have.
Yeah.
Oh, not at all, my dear. I pay just such a tax. I don't mind it a bit.
Oh, yeah? What did you pay a tax on that you ain't got?
Last year's income? Wasn't that clever of me?
What are you doing in the city hall, Mrs. Uppington?
I'm just looking up some of the early historical facts about Wistful Vista, my dear. You see, we Uppingtons were practically the founders of this city, you know.
So were the McGees, Uppy. In fact, the original McGee log cabin stood right here where this city hall is today.
Really? May have very interesting.
I didn't know that, McGee.
Oh, yes. Our living room was just about where the elevator is. Our kitchen was right over there, the bedroom on the left here, and our bathroom... Well, can you imagine that?
Why, what, Miss McGee?
Uppy, you're standing right in our bathtub.
Oh, dear. Oh, now, please, Mr. McGee, don't do that. Oh, goodbye.
Well, isn't she the one, though?
Yeah, I used to think she really had something on the ball, though I seen it was just a figure eight. Now, let's see. What was I so sore about?
The dog license.
Huh? Oh, yes. Dad, rats them guys anyway. Who do they think they are trying to make me pay for a license when I haven't...
there, McGee. What seems to be the trouble?
Oh, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, go away, Gildersleeve. I ain't in any mood to bandy words with you.
Now, McGee, I'm sure Mr. Gildersleeve was just trying to be helpful.
Why, certainly.
Oh, yeah. Gildersleeve, you're about as much help as mumps to a sword swallower.
Is that so?
Yes, that's so.
Well, I'm not surprised you got yourself another mess, McGee.
Well,
You can get tangled up quicker than the cub bear with 40 feet of grapevine. Yeah, I like that.
Gildersleeve, as the Siamese twin says to his brother when they got appendicitis, one of these days we're going to have it out.
Well, for goodness sake, sometimes I wish you would. I'm getting tired of listening to you two boys trying to lasso each other with your vocal cords.
Well,
if he doesn't stop pestering me, I'll...
Pins,
Needles,
cotton,
thimble,
what goes up the chimney?
smoke.
May your wish and my wish never be broke.
What'd you wish, dearie?
I wish that Gildersleeve would go away. That's what I wish.
All right for you, McGee. But by George, one of these days you'll be sorry. Wait till you try and borrow my bow and arrow again.
Heavenly days, McGee. Why do you have to treat him like that? He's really very nice, you know.
He burns me up. I don't like his whole family either. They're all alike. Gildersleeve is just the bottom button on a long line of stuffed shirts.
Ah, dear. Well, this isn't getting that dog license taken care of. Where's the mayor's office?
I think it's up on the fourth floor, right next to the
All right,
elevator there.
you. You're wanting the police commissioner's office.
Who is?
You.
Him?
Yes.
Oh. Well, what's this all about, officer? What have I done?
All I know is there was a complaint from the license department about you creating a disturbance by refusing to pay your dog tax. Now, march along with you.
Oh, yeah. Now, look here, you big oaf.
What was that you called me?
Off.
Off, eh?
Yeah.
Is that something bad?
Certainly not. An oaf is a very valuable thing. You know the old saying, officer. Half an oaf is better than none.
None of your blarney now, McCushler. Well, come along with you to the commissioner's office. And no, wait a moment. My shoe's untied. Hold on to me a minute here so I can keep me balanced. And
I'm sorry, Bud. I've been persecuted long enough.
There you go. Hey, what?
Come on, Molly, run. They ain't going to put me in no prison.
I'm coming, McGee. Make for the side door.
Hey, come back here. Stopping somebody is a fugitive from justice. Hey, Molly, here.
Hey, taxi. More to stand in the crevice site and make it toward us.
Oh, now what have we done, McGee? Now we are in trouble.
No, we ain't, Molly. I know what I'm doing.
Excuse me, Doc. I didn't quite get the address.
Take us to the governor's mansion, driver.
Okay, Senator.
The governor's mansion. But, McGee, after all, we can't take a measly little dog license case up with the governor.
I ain't going to.
Then what?
But he lives right across the street from the pet shop, and I'm going to buy a dog. Step on it, driver.
Before we continue, I'd like to take you for a moment on an imaginative journey to a well-known nursery school. The children are playing at their various projects, having a time of their lives. See how clean the walls and windows are, and look at the floors. They're covered with linoleum rugs as fresh and bright as the day they were bought. Now let me read you a letter we just received from the head of this school. I have been using your wonderful glow coat for the linoleum rugs on my nursery school floors for the past 5 years. Mothers have remarked so many times that our floors look spotless and just like new. Of course, they do, because I use glow coat on them once a month. I feel so grateful for this easy way of preserving my linoleum and always having a clean, bright school that I recommend glow coat to all my friends. Now then, before we return to Fibber and Molly, let me urge you to try Johnson's self-polishing glow coat on your linoleum floors. Remember, glow coat needs no rubbing or buffing whatsoever. It's self-polishing.
Well, I didn't buy the dog, Molly, after all.
Well, what made you change your mind, dearie?
Oh, I got to thinking it over, and I decided $2 a year for a license plus 2 bits a day for a hamburger was too much, so I just bought the license.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Well, considering the fact that you worked like a dog to get it straightened out, you ought to wear the tag yourself.
That's what I thought. Look, Molly. Good night.
Good night, all.
This is Harlow Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat, inviting you all to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The Johnson Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Marion and Jim Jordan as Fibber McGee and Molly, with Bill Thompson, the King's Men, Lily Mills Orchestra, and all stuff like that there. The show opens with I Want to Be Happy. come to Wistful Vista with its usual effect on suburban homeowners. And here in the backyard at 79 Wistful Vista, greeting the first tiny rose of the season,
Hi, Bud.
and industriously digging a ditch to set out a new hedge while his wife reads a book on the porch steps, we find Fibber McGee and Molly.
Oh, boy, why'd I ever start this job anyway? My back's about busted. Oh, well.
Well, how you doing, dearie?
Oh, swell. Am I ever having the fun, though? This digging makes you feel good all over, Molly. Don't know when I've enjoyed myself so much. You want to try it?
No, dearie. Planting a new hedge was your idea, so you handle it.
Why, Molly, you don't realize the pure joy of working in the soil. Why, just think. This is our land. Our native land. And just planting a hedge like I'm doing now helps to make it a better, a greener, and a lovelier land to live in. Somebody's giving me the bird here. Just try a few spadesful, Molly. It brings you closer to Mother Nature. Ah, Mother Nature.
Sorry, dearie. Tell Mother I can't make it today.
Hello there, Johnny. Hello, daughter.
Oh, hello, Mr. Oldtimer.
Want to buy any garden seeds, Johnny? How about a package of dandelion seeds?
Dandelion seeds? What should I want them for? They ruin the lawn.
Sure, but they're going to pop up anyway. You might as well have the best.
No, thanks.
Okay. How about a package of honeysuckle seeds? Great little posy, the honeysuckle. Fast grower, purty looker, and sweet smeller.
No, thank you, Mr. Oldtimer. We don't want any seeds today.
No, and as the newsstand guy says to the Scotchman who dropped in to sneak a peek at the magazines, why don't you get out of my life?
That's pretty good, Johnny. But that ain't the way I heard it. The way I heard it. You interested in the way I heard it?
No.
The way I heard it, one feller says to t'other feller, say, says, I see where... Still not interested?
No.
Okay, see, he says, I see where this Molly McGee was voted one of the best-dressed women. Does her husband dress well, too? Nope, says t'other feller, just warm. Well, so long, kids. Get your garden seeds here. Get your little lily. Get your mommy some poppies. Garden seeds here. Like that. Get it. Get it.
Now, that old guy's got a great head on his shoulders, but on him it looks very good.
You better finish digging that trench to plant the hedge in, McGee, before it gets dark.
Okay, but I think I'm taking out too much dirt, Molly. I don't think I can get it all back in there.
Oh.
Better make the trench a little more shallower.
Oh, well, why not plant a nice tall hedge? It'll give us a little more privacy, what with our house so close to Gildersleeve.
Hey, you got something there. Speak of the devil, and right away he horns in.
Oh, there, McGee. May I ask what you think you're doing?
Why, certainly, Mr. Gildersleeve. McGee's digging a little trench. He's going to plant a hedge along here.
Oh, he is he?
Yes, he is he? And if you'd come along tomorrow about this time, you'd have caught me with my plants down.
I have, McGee.
Huh?
You're digging on my property.
What you mean, digging on your property? This is my own property.
Oh, no, it isn't.
Oh,
My lot runs from that telephone pole out in the alley there to that slippery elm out in front. You're 3 feet over the line.
what? You mean to stand there in your tight-fitting skin and tell me I don't know where my property line is?
I certainly do.
Oh, yeah. If you think for 1 minute, and I doubt if you could.
Now, look here, McGee. I've had enough of your impudence. Take off your coat.
Okay, I'll tell. Well, I can't. I ain't got on a clean shirt. Want to make an appointment for tomorrow?
No, I'm going to the dentist tomorrow. How about Thursday?
Now, look here. Doesn't it seem more sensible to both of you to get a surveyor and find out exactly where the property line runs?
That's a splendid idea, Mrs. McGee. I'll get a surveyor right away.
Oh, no, you don't, Gildersleeve. I wouldn't trust you with a squirt gun in the Sahara. I'll get the surveyor.
Well, all right. In the meantime, leave that ditch alone. If I want a hedge planted on my property, I'll do it myself.
You don't know anything about horticulture?
Oh, I don't, eh? Why, I've owned more horses Gildersleeve than you ever saw.
No, he said horticulture, dearie. That's flowers, not horses.
Yeah.
Well, shucks, I know flowers, too. Why, even as a mere child, I was a great hand with flowers. I'll never forget the party I gave when my first potted geraniums bloomed. Party of the first Pop McGee, I was no doubt.
Oh, dear.
Party of the first Pop McGee, persistently planting prize-winning petunias, prim roses, precious peonies, proud poppies, and ponderous palm trees, picking up a pretty penny, purveying pink and purple-petaled perennials for pleated pants playboys to pin on their particular powdered and painted whoopsie-whoopsies, and publicly pronounced the fearless promoter and ping-pong pop-up pod and pollen from the posy producer's topmost layer, but play something, Mills, while I get a surveyor.
While we're waiting for Fibber and Molly to return, I'd like your attention for just a minute. The other evening, I dropped in on some friends, and they took me right out to the kitchen to admire their new linoleum. Really was an attractive pattern and made the kitchen very cheerful. And do you see that glistening finish, they asked me? That's some of your Johnson self-polishing glow coat. Of course, I congratulated them, not so much on their new linoleum as on their good judgment in protecting it right away with glow coat. They won't have to worry about that linoleum wearing out or becoming dull and faded. Its colors will be preserved for years in all their original freshness. And the linoleum itself will last much longer than if it were left unprotected. Besides, Glow Coat will save hours of work because it's self-polishing. It requires no rubbing or buffing. Simply apply and let dry. Glow Coat does the rest. Whether your linoleum is old or brand new, give it the protection of Johnson's self-polishing Glow Coat.
Well, did you call a surveyor, McGee?
Yep, he'll be over shortly. Imagine old Gildersleeve trying to chisel a hunk of our property.
Well, maybe he's right. Maybe we'll have to put the garage over 3 feet.
Yeah, I'll put Gildersleeve under 6 feet. That's what I'll do. Wonder what's delaying that surveyor. He's sitting right on.
That must be him now. Come in.
Yeah. Say, Bud,
Hi, mister.
Oh, hello there, little girl. What you want?
Oh, I was just on my way to the meat market and going through your house as a shortcut.
Well, you better scram along then, Fish. Your mama will be waiting for you to get home with the meat.
Oh, it isn't for my mama. It's for my dog, Margaret.
Oh, she's in again.
The doctor just put him on a strict vegetable diet.
Then why are you getting meat for him?
Because I don't like the doctor.
I see. I said, I see. How come Margaret is indisposed?
Well, gee, she got sick at the dog show. And gee, mister, she got first prize for best dog of all breeds, I reckon.
Best dog of all breeds, she did?
Yeah. Margaret was more breeds than any other dog there.
Well, I'll bet he returned to his kennel in a blaze of glory, Sid. I says, I'll bet he come home triumphant.
No, he came home sick.
Oh. Just nervousness, probably. Maybe he had a girlfriend in the show and saw some Doberman pincher.
No. The first prize was 10 pounds of dog food, and Margaret staggered home with a terrible hamburger hangover. And see, we had to call a dog doctor.
Oh, did he give Margaret a thorough examination?
No, Mama said he just diagnosed him.
Who diagnosed who?
Well, first the dog doctor diagnosed our dog, and then our dog diagnosed the doctor.
What'd he have?
A little beard and glasses and striped pants.
Who, the dog?
No, the doctor.
Look, sis, I'm talking about Margaret. What did you find out he had after the examination?
The doctor's striped pants. Her part of them, anyway. Well, I gotta be going now, I bet you. I just stopped in to say hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
You know, Molly, there's something about that kid that kind of reminds me of you.
No.
Yes, there is. I don't know what it is, but sometimes when she speaks...
McGee.
Huh?
What's that noise?
Oh, it's coming from the fireplace.
Sounds like somebody's coming down the chimney.
Can't be Santa Claus because I haven't been a very good boy. Hey, what's this?
Heavenly James McGee, it's Mr. Wilcox.
Now, look here,
Now,
Harlow.
wait a minute. I can explain everything. But first, let me go out in the kitchen and wipe this soot off my face.
All right, but don't crack that soot all over me clean linoleum.
Why not? You've got Johnson's self-polishing glow coat on the linoleum out there, haven't you? And you know it can be wiped clean with a damn cloth. So what are you worrying about?
That's all very well, Harlow, but I'd like to know what you're doing climbing down through our chimney. You think because Fred Allen has eagles on his show, we gotta have a stork?
Just a minute, Fibber. Now, Molly, don't you find that glow coat saves you hours of house cleaning?
Why, certainly I do. And I particularly like glow coat because it requires no rubbing or buffing.
That's what I keep telling them down at the office.
That's right, Harlow. Answer my question. What's the idea of sneaking down the chimney?
Well, don't blame me for that. Gee, I've even ruined a good suit of clothes.
Then whose idea was it?
Well, the sponsor said to bring the advertising in differently this week. But if this keeps up, I'm going to ask Mr. Johnson to give me my old job back in the shipping room. That's what I'm going to do.
The shipping room. Well, that's what I call doing a fireside chat the hard way.
Oh, look, McGee, out the window. There goes a man with a tripod over his shoulder. Is that the surveyor?
Huh? Where? Oh, yeah, that's the guy. Now we'll get this boundary line settled once and for all. You coming, Molly?
No, but I'll be out in a minute.
Okay.
And don't start another fight with Mr. Gildersleeve.
All right, but as the cannibal says when he's seen the skinny missionary, I ain't going to take anything off of that guy. You come out as soon as you can, Molly.
Oh, dear, what a man. He can cause more trouble than a hornet in a hairnet. I only hope he...
Hello, Fisher. Hello, Cupid. Oh, hello, Cupid. Where's Fisher?
Well, he just went out in the backyard, Mr. DePoplis. Did you want him?
Oh, no, I just wanted to tell him I was chasing his advice.
Oh, you mean following it.
Sure. And not only that, Cupid, I'm catching up with it, too. He's saying I'm not getting enough exercise, so I'm learning myself to take lessons in how to play golf.
Oh, that's fine. Nearly all the men I know are enthusiastic golfers.
Sure, they all swear by it. Right out loud, too.
Well, how are you getting along, Nick?
Well, the first thing that this teacher is telling me is keep your head down, Mr. DePopoulos.
Well, that's simple enough. Can't you do it?
Oh, I keep my head down all right, but all the times I keep bumping into trees.
Well, you'll catch on to it eventually.
I suppose so, but the worst thing that is happening is when I'm landing a ball into the roughage, and the teacher is saying, Mr. DePopoulos, use your spoon. And I'm saying, what do I do? Eat my way out?
Well, all you have to do is keep at it, Mr. DePopoulos.
Cupid, I have made a vow that I am going to learn this golfing if it is taking the rest of my natural life. And if you play golf, you can't lead one. Well, so long, Cupid. Tell Sis that I stopped in, and if I don't see him in a day or so, what difference does it make?
My, what a fuss men make about golf. After all, it's just like kids playing shinny, only they get home later for supper. Ah, well, I suppose I better go out and see how the boys are getting along with the surveyor.
Ah, come on, Gildersleeve. It's my turn to look through the telescope. I don't want to miss any of this.
Yeah, me either. I haven't had so much fun since my Uncle Burlingame went out to the barn in the dark and tried to milk a rubber glove. McGee, look. Look at him now.
Let me see, quick. Uh-oh, they're playing patty cake.
Hey, give me a look, will you, fellas? I'm the surveyor. It's my telescope.
Quit grabbing my arm, Bud. I just got this thing adjusted right. Hey, Gildersleeve.
Yeah?
You know what they're doing now?
Here. What's going on? McGee, what are you doing looking through that telescope?
Hello, Molly. You know what we're doing? We're watching Mrs. Uppington and Billy Mills on her sun porch.
Yeah. They're billing and cooing like a couple of turtles.
You mean turtle doves, Gildersleeve?
Go on, doves aren't that clumsy.
Oh, look at them.
Stop it this minute, both of you. Aren't you ashamed? To spy on a beautiful romance like that? C.I.D.
Well, gee whiz.
We're just having a little fun.
I won't listen to another word.
Oh, well.
Let the surveyor have his telescope and get back to work. I'm disgusted with both of you.
Well,
Intruding on the privacy of a couple of nice people like Mrs. Uppington and Billy Mills.
gee, Molly.
Haven't you any breeding?
Oh, but Molly, if you could only see Billy Mills sitting on Uppy's lap.
What? He is? One side, boys, and let me have a look. Well, heavenly day.
The King's Men sing Jerome Kern, All the Things You Are.
I sought for my ideal.
I searched the whole world through. I wanted love far above any love that the world has ever known. They sent me back to you. The promised kiss of springtime that makes the lonely winter seem long. You are the breathless hush of evening that trembles on the brink of a lovely song. You are the angel glow that lights a star. The dearest things I know are what you are. Someday my happy arms will hold you, and someday we'll know that moment divine when all the things you are mine. I'll know that moment divine when all the things you are.
Well, McGee, what does the surveyor say? Is our garage on Mr. Gildersleeve's property, or is it?
Well, we ain't through figuring it yet, Molly. Hey, Cap, how much longer are you going to take?
Just be a few minutes now, Mr. McGee.
Well, hurry up. I haven't got all day to stand.
Uh-oh, McGee. Here comes Mrs. Uppington.
Huh? Oh, you don't think she's seen us peeking at her, do you?
I don't think so, but we'll soon find out. Imagine her setting her snood for a young man like Mr. Mills. Why, it's Robin the Cradle.
Well, I don't know. That fella hasn't let a lullaby for a long time.
Oh, how do you do, Mrs. Uppington? So nice to see you.
Up close.
Oh, how do you do, everybody? Oh, my. Aren't these spring days simply lovely? I'm getting so I spend several hours a day on my sun porch.
Yes, we know. Excuse me for being personal, Mrs. Uppington, but your lipstick is smudged.
Oh, thank you, my dear. Oh, my. Isn't it terrible how one's makeup can be disarranged when one is merely pottering about the house?
Nice putter you got, too, Uppy.
Yeah, I beg your pardon.
Have you seen Billy Mills lately, Mrs. Uppington?
Oh, you mean the maestro? No, I don't think I... Oh, yes, I saw him just a short time ago. Imagine me forgetting that.
Yeah, imagine that.
Quiet, Gildersleeve.
Isn't Billy Mills a sweet man, Mrs. Uppington?
Oh, yes, indeed, my dear. We have so much in common, both being lovers, music, I mean. In fact, he came over this afternoon to lead the Boston Symphony in Schubert's Serenade.
Well, you don't get much privacy together with the whole Boston Symphony Orchestra on your sun porch, do you, Uppy?
Oh, I'm afraid you don't understand, Mr. McGee.
Doesn't he?
The orchestra itself wasn't there in person. I merely put the record on my Victrola, and Dr. Mills stood in front of the speaker, baton in hand, and led the orchestra through a simply flawless rendition. Oh, my, it was such good, clean, healthy fun.
Yeah, I'll bet it was. I've got to look into that sometime.
And tomorrow, the maestro is going to bring over his favorite phonograph record, Cohen on the telephone. And he's going to let me play the part of Mert. Isn't that simple?
Hey, Mr. McGee.
What you want, Bud?
Say, I just finished the survey, Mr. McGee.
Yeah?
So I took another look through the telescope, and that dame ain't on the sun porch anymore.
Dad, dreaded Bud, why did you
Sun
have...
porch? Dame? Telescope? Oh, so that's why you were all so inquisitive. Well, goodbye.
Did I say something wrong, Mr. McGee?
Not at all, not at all. You've just lowered our social Crosley about 20 points.
All right, Cap, now that you've done your measuring, what do you say? I was right, wasn't I?
I'm sorry, Mr. McGee, but you were wrong.
Huh?
The property line runs straight through your garage.
What?
And your whole driveway belongs to the other party.
Well, well, well. McGee, I hope this teaches you not to doubt the word of a Gildersleeve.
Heavenly day.
Now, look here, Gildy, old man. You aren't going to want much for that tiny little strip of land, are you?
Why, no, McGee. I don't want a cent.
Oh, you don't?
No. And do you know why?
No.
Because I won't sell.
Oh, now, Gildy.
Don't you gildy me, McGee.
Oh, but listen, pal.
Take your hand off my shoulder, McGee. And take your ramshackle garage off of my property, too.
Yeah, but look, Gildersleeve.
And quit hanging on to my coat sleeve.
Oh, just a second, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yes?
That ain't all.
Oh?
There's something else funny about this situation.
Is that so? What is it?
Well, according to this deed of yours, you own Lot 29 in the Wistful Vista subdivision, and McGee owns Lot 30.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I just discovered the funniest thing.
Go on. Tell us all about it.
I'm trying to. You've built your house on Lot 30, and McGee's built his house on Lot 29.
You mean to say that I...
What?
You mean to say that I really own the lot that has Gildy's house on it and also 3 feet of my garage?
That's right.
And this shack of McGee's, is that all I have to my name?
Boy, you catch on quick.
Oh, this is terrible. It's awful. What'll I ever tell Mrs. Gildersleeve? I'm a ruined man.
Come on, Molly, let's go back to the house and start packing. I want to move into Gildy's place before it gets dark.
McGee, don't do that.
Huh?
Don't break up a peaceful, cozy residence. I put a lot of money into that house.
Oh, yeah?
Remember what the poet said, McGee. It takes a heap of plumbing to make a house a home.
Yeah, and I remember what another poet said, too. Home is where the heart is, and I got my heart set on your home.
Please, McGee. I beg you, don't be so cruel.
Oh, get up off your knees, Gildersleeve. I haven't the heart to go through with it. I'll let you keep your home.
You will?
McGee, that's mighty big-hearted of you, dear.
McGee, you're a gentleman. I'll always be indebted to you.
Oh, that's all right, Gildy. But where's the boundary line between our property?
3 feet the other side of your garage and driveway, McGee.
That's right, and don't forget it.
You've taken a great load off my mind, Fibber. Going home now and lay down for a little while. Yes, my nerves, you know. Goodbye, Mrs. McGee. So long, Fibber. And a long and prosperous life to you both.
Hey, Mr. McGee, is that all you need me for?
Yeah, that'll be all, Cap. How much do I owe you?
$5 for myself and $2 for the rental of these surveying instruments.
Oh, do you have to rent your surveying instruments every time you get a job?
Oh, Molly, I forgot to introduce you. This is Cap Stivers of the old vaudeville team of Stivers and Stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
an actor.
Yeah.
I thought he was a surveyor.
Yeah. So did Gildersleeve.
Before Fibber and Molly return, may I suggest that you imagine yourself for just a moment as a visitor in your own home. As you enter your own living room, your critical eyes take in quite a few details. Tabletops, chair arms, lampshades, picture frames, windowsills, and, of course, the floors. What's your first honest impression? Do all these things have a rich, wax-polished glow? Do they have that mellow, satiny luster that comes when you protect them regularly with genuine Johnson's wax? If they haven't, then tie a string around your finger this minute to remind you to order some Johnson's Wax, paste or liquid from your dealer tomorrow. Don't put it off another day, because Johnson's Wax has so much to offer you. Beauty for your home, protection for your most precious things, and labor saving for yourself. Be sure you get the genuine Johnson's Wax, favorite for 50 years.
McGee, aren't you a little ashamed for deceiving Mr. Gildersleeve about that fake surveyor?
Molly, when a man is fighting for his own home, for his loved ones, with the wall against his back and the head.
Come in.
Fibber McGee and Molly,
You betcha, Bud. What you want?
can you give me an interview sometime tomorrow? I want to write a story about how you two achieved such popularity on the radio.
Oh, how nice. Yes, indeed. Call us up anytime.
Yeah. What magazine you work for, Bud?
No magazine. I write mystery stories.
So, he thinks it's a mystery, does he? Oh, well, you can't please all the people all the time.
No. We're lucky to do it for a couple of months in the summer.
Good night.
Good night, all.
This is Harlow Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat, inviting you all to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night. This is the National Broadcasting Company. The Johnson Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Marion and Jim Jordan as Fibber McGee and Molly, with Bill Thompson, the King's Men, and Billy Mills Orchestra. The show opens with, "Ooh, What You Said." Most likely know by now, our hero and heroine made what they firmly believed to be dramatic history in Hollywood on the Lux Theater of the Air. And here, glowing with triumph and swelled with success, eagerly looking forward to the plaudits of their friends, here, speeding homeward as fast as modern streamlined transportation will carry them, yes, here on the bus, approaching Wistful Vista, we find Fibber McGee and Molly.
Any sandwiches left, Molly?
Well, let me see. Yes, dearie, just one.
Boy, it's lucky we're almost home. We'll just about make it. Just one sandwich, you say, huh?
Yes. Do you want it, McGee?
Oh, no. You go ahead and have it.
No, you have it.
No, you.
No, you.
Oh, stop this. Why don't you have it, Molly?
Well, I don't know. Aren't you hungry?
Oh, I can wait.
Well, so can I.
What kind of a sandwich is it, Molly?
I'll take a look. It's ham.
Oh, ham, huh? With mustard?
Let's see. Yes, with mustard.
You don't like 'em with mustard, do you, Molly?
Whatever gave you that idea? That's the only way I do like a ham sandwich.
Oh, well, oh, shucks, go ahead and eat it then, Molly. Unless it's too stale by now. I'd hate to have you eat a stale sandwich. Personally, I don't mind stale bread. I kind of like it, in fact.
I do, too.
You do? What's the feel of it? Say, that ain't so stale.
I know. I had it wrapped up pretty well in wax paper.
There's nothing like wax to preserve things, is there?
That's what I hear. And from a very reliable source, too. They say that... Oh, heavenly days, McGee, let's quit stalling. Here, eat the sandwich.
Oh, no, I ain't gonna. You eat it. But quit waving it at me.
Well, don't shove my hand away like that. Oh, look out now.
Oh, shucks, you dropped it on the floor. I'll get it.
McGee, leave it lay. It's all dirty by now.
I know it. I just wanted to shove it under the seat so we wouldn't trample all over it. Can't tell any sandwich under the seat. Well, at least we don't have to argue about that anymore.
No, I guess we don't.
No.
Here, let me wipe that mustard off your chin.
Part of it must have flew up and hit me in the face.
Oh, look, we're getting close to town, McGee.
How can you tell?
We're sideswiping more cars.
Well, the old town hasn't changed much since we've been away.
We've only been gone a week, foolish.
Huh? Oh, yes. Well, it's been a wonderful experience. Working with all them actors.
Ah, yes, indeed.
Cecil B. DeMille.
Yes.
Did you hear DeMille asking my advice about directing?
No, I didn't. Why should he ask your advice about directing?
I don't know, but he did. He says, look here, Sonny, don't you think this would be a better play if you just turned one page of the script at a time? And I says, why, yes, Cecil, I says, I believe it would, he says. And he says, okay, put that taffy apple away till after rehearsal. Your pages are getting all stuck together. And I says, now...
Oh, never mind now, never mind. I think we're getting close to home, dearie. It's time to put the dark glasses on and get out our fountain pens, huh?
Fountain pens?
Certainly, autographs, you know.
Oh, yes. Now I know how a genuine actor feels, Molly.
So do I.
How?
Hungry. Let's go up and ask the driver how much farther we have to go, McGee.
Okay. Come on. One side there, sis. Get out of the aisle. We want to get past.
You didn't say please, I betcha.
Please. I said, oh, well, where'd you get on, sis?
On the front end, through that little door.
No, I didn't mean that.
Well, you must have. That's the only one there is, I betcha.
Dad, rather, I wasn't talking about how you got on. I meant where. Sis, sometimes I think you do this just to befuddle me.
Sure.
Go on, I'll bet you don't even know what befuddled me.
I betcha I do, I betcha. Hi, diddle, diddle, the cat and befuddle.
That's the fiddle.
What is?
Befuddle.
You mean the fiddle's befuddle or befuddle's a fiddle?
I mean the look, sis. As the football player said when they flunked in geometry, I think we better drop the subject. You know where we've been?
No.
You don't? Oh, come on now, guess.
No.
You must have seen the labels on our suitcase.
No.
Sis, do you mean to stand there with your little mouth full of ticket stubs and tell me you don't know where we've been?
Yes.
Oh, then you do know.
No.
What? Look, sis, we've been clear out in Hollywood. Well, don't you believe me?
No, there isn't any such place, I betcha. You just made it up.
No, I didn't.
Oh, yes, you did.
Oh, now, well, if there ain't any such place as Hollywood, where do all the moving pictures come from?
Gee, that's easy. They come from that little booth in the back of the theater.
Well, if you're so smart, sis, you must know what we were doing out in Hollywood. Must have been in all the papers.
Can you give me a clue?
Sure. Now, what is it that happens on Monday? On Monday.
Monday, huh?
Cecil B. DeMille is connected with it, and it's got something to do with soap.
Soap, huh?
There. Now, do you know why we went to Hollywood?
Yes. You went to deliver Mr. DeMille's washing.
No.
come on, dearie. You can't make an impression on anything that small.
I'll bet she's cute out in the garden in her little sunbonnet, giving the bees and the flowers the lowdown on life.
Say, McGee, do you want me to talk to the driver, or will you?
Oh, you ask him, Molly. Men drivers are more used to having women talk over their shoulders.
All right. Oh, driver.
No, lady, we don't stop again until we get to the station and then...
But now, driver.
You should have thought of that in the last stop. Now go back and sit down until we get into...
Now, take it easy, Bud. We just wanted to know how...
Wistful Vista. All right. Wistful Vista. All right.
Come on, McGee. I'll take the paper bags and you bring the suitcase, and be careful now, that rope is coming a little loose.
Hey, Molly. Look, over there at the railroad station.
What's all the excitement? There's a brass band and a lot of steel caps and banners. They must be expecting somebody on the train.
Yeah, let's go over and see what... Hey, wait a minute. I know who they're waiting for.
Who?
Us.
What?
Look, who is it that's just come back from scoring a tremendous success in Hollywood?
Why, oh, McGee, you don't think
Of
that...
course. They probably expected us to be all swelled up and come home in a private car on the streamlined train.
Well, oh, but what'll we do? The streamliner isn't due for 30 minutes.
No, but look. We just got time to sneak home, clean up a little bit, whip up a couple of simple, modest speeches, and get back to the station. Come on now, Molly,
But,
hurry.
McGee, now, how can we get off the train and be met by all those people when we aren't even on the train?
A mere detail, Mrs. McGee, a mere detail. We'll duck across the tracks in the railroad yard, and when the train pulls out, there we are. Why, it's a cinch. Here, boy, take these bags. Get us a taxi.
For Fibber and Molly to return, I'd like your attention for just a minute. Here's some great news from Racine. Listen to this letter. It reads, "Don't forget to tell our listeners about the new consumer dividend we have just declared for all our loyal customers. A dividend of 1/3 more for their money when they buy Johnson's self-polishing glow coat and Johnson's paste or liquid wax. Tell every housewife that right now on most dealers' counters, she will find extra large packages of glow coat and Johnson's wax containing 1/3 more than the regular sizes. She pays only the regular price. The extra 1/3 is her free consumer dividend. Tell her we declared this dividend in appreciation of the way she has been buying these famous polishes. This offer is good on all important sizes, pints, pounds, quarts, gallons, and so forth, but only while the supply of these extra large packages lasts. Tell her to hurry if she wants to get 1/3 more free next time she buys Johnson's glow coat or Johnson's paste or liquid wax.
Molly, we ain't got much time. You find me a clean shirt?
Yes, I laid it on the bed, dearie. Did you find yourself a bite to eat?
Yep, and I found a half a cake in the bread box.
Heavenly days, I baked that cake for my birthday 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
Wasn't it pretty dry?
Yeah, it was too dry to eat, but the candles were good. If I get the wick-ups, you'll know what done it. Don't you get it, Molly? Wick-ups, hiccups?
Ain't funny, McGee.
I shouldn't have explained it. Should have left it for the smart ones.
Now, McGee, that train's due in 20 minutes. Better hurry and shave.
Shave? And wash all this makeup off?
Well, then, Mr. Muni, if you're going to leave that makeup on, you better touch up your eyeshadow a little.
Why, what's the matter with it? I had the best makeup man in Hollywood apply that there eyeshadow there.
That was quite a while ago, dearie. It isn't quite even now.
Huh?
Your right eye looks dreamy and your left eye looks sinister.
Well, I'll tell them I was playing a dual role. I'll say, how about my speech? I suppose I got to say something to the welcoming committee.
Well, you
Let's
should.
see now.
Yeah.
Folks, that's kind of homey and democratic.
Yeah.
Folks, I wish to thank you for this tremendous ovation on behalf of myself and my supporting cast, Molly McGee. We're glad...
Where do you get that supporting cast? What am I, a splint on a broken leg?
Oh, well, shucks, this is just tentative.
Oh, dear. dear, oh, dear. Don't answer it.
Well, I'll peek through the curtains. Uh-oh. It's Billy Mills and Uppy. Shall I let him in?
No. Goodness, no. She's too gabby. We'd never get to the station.
Why does she keep coming around here anyway? We don't encourage her any. To her, we're just common people.
Search me. Water ought to seek its own level, even if it is just a big drip.
Hey, take a peek at the tender way she hangs on to Mills, will you?
Yeah.
Like she was a campfire girl and he was her marshmallow.
Quiet, dearie, not so loud.
Oh, apparently the McGees are still away. Well, let's not linger any longer, precious.
Okay, if that's the way you feel, Bubbles. I just thought this gazebo might give me the lend of a swallowtail suit till mine got here.
Oh, really, I don't think Mr. McGee has one to lend you. He always struck me as being a rather uncouth person.
Well, you hear that, Molly?
I like that. Don't you worry, dearie. You're just as couth as any man in town. Yes, couther, in fact.
And Mrs. McGee, oh, my. Did you ever notice the way she dresses? Positively dowdy.
Howdy, Dowdy.
Well, there's no use sticking around this dot any longer, Cookie. We'll come back tomorrow and borrow McGee's outfit.
Oh, you will you?
Oh, Dr. Mills, may I call you William?
Just call me Willie.
Well, then, Willie, now that we're alone, there's something I've wanted to ask you for a long time.
Hey, what's this?
I don't just know how to say it, but this being leap year...
Heavenly day, she's proposing to him, McGee.
And seeing that you and I, well, that is that I and you are, well, rather we are. Oh, Willie, can't you see what I'm driving at?
You women drivers. What is it, Bubbles?
Oh, tell me, Willie, is it true that you sleep with your mustache in a snood? Well, come on, Maestro. And goodbye to you, Mr. and Mrs. McGee. I saw you.
Why, McGee, they knew we were here all the time.
The dirty eavesdroppers.
Well, McGee, we got to get a move on now.
And I got to get this speech in shape.
All right, and then get that clean shirt on.
Yeah.
I've got to iron the slip. Now, I want you to be ready when I get
Now,
through.
let me see again. Folks, it is with a tug at our heartstrings that we come back to Wistful Vista. A tinged feeling, perhaps.
McGee!
Huh?
McGee! Fibber! You know what I did?
What?
I left town with me electric iron turned on, and it's burnt up me ironing board and blown all the fuses in the house.
The ironing board?
Oh, dear, oh, dear. Come in.
Well, glad to see you back, folks. How was everything in Hollywood?
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Wilcox. Simply wonderful.
Great place, Hollywood, Harlow. Those people do anything to make you happy. Why, I happened to say to a guy Sunday, I says, look, Bud, I says, what's so unusual about this California weather? I says, and you know what? In 10 minutes later, they put on an eclipse of the sun.
Well, look, Molly, did you meet Clark Gable?
No, but when we were down at the beach one afternoon, I did sit in one of his rowboats, I did.
Molly, that CG painted on that boat meant Coast Guard. But if you'll excuse me now, Harlow, we got to get going because
What's your hurry?
Well, confidentially, there's a big crowd at the railroad station to welcome us, Mr. Wilcox.
Yeah, they didn't know we were coming home by bus, and I ain't even got my speech ready. I got to get going.
Well, hey, wait a minute. I can help you with your speech, Fibber. I've spoken from practically every floor in town.
Oh.
Now, look, Fibber, all you have to do is be straightforward, sincere. Let them see that success hasn't changed.
Well, I thought of that.
And then say something like, folks, we know that one big broadcast is not a real test of our dramatic ability.
Why?
Why, we've no more than scratched the surface.
Look out.
And surface scratches on floors and furniture can easily be avoided by using Johnson's wax. The finest protection that money can buy for all wood surfaces. Good housekeepers everywhere say that Johnson's wax is the greatest... Where are you going, Fibber?
I'm going to see if I can have as much success changing my shirt as you have changing the subject.
Okay. I try to give you a little friendly help, and you walk out on me. So you've gone Hollywood, eh?
He certainly is persistent, isn't he, dearie?
Yeah, you can't sidetrack a guy with a single-track mind, Molly. Where'd you say you put my shirt, Molly?
On the bed, dearie. And while you hurry and change, I'll make a quick cup of coffee. Oh, no, I can't either. There's no electricity.
Dad rat it, we got more stops than $1 million pipe organ. I said that line right. Come in.
Hello there, Johnny. Hello, daughter. Want to buy any books? Got some dandy ones here. Here's a good one by James Joyce. Smart young feller. Writes nothing but double talk.
No, thank you, Mr. Oldtimer. I don't believe we want any books today.
Hey!
We don't have much time for reading these days, my good fellow. Theatrical work, you know.
Oh, theatrical work, eh? What you in, kid? Burlicue?
No, we ain't in Burlicue.
Heavenly days, I hope not.
No.
Imagine me, Gypsy Rose McGee.
Yeah, imagine that.
Well, what's so funny about it? I suppose you think I haven't got the... I suppose you mean I...
No.
Well, what do you mean?
Oh, well, shucks, Molly, I was only trying to be well, you up... Well, what are you waiting for?
Who? Me, Johnny?
Yes, you. As the lumberjack says to the redwood tree, I think you've been standing around here long enough.
That's pretty good, Johnny. But I hear the slightly different version. What? In a slightly different version I heard, one feller says to t'other feller, say, he says, I see where this Fibber McGee and Molly have been on the air for Johnson's Wax 5 years next week. That's so, says t'other feller. I like that program. I like it because it's clean. Well, says the first feller, why shouldn't it be? They're just about washed up. So I thought that was, say, if you kids are in show business, how about buying a good scrapbook?
Oh, that's an idea, McGee, a scrapbook.
Now you're talking, old-timer. Give us the best one you got.
Here you are, Johnny. $2.
Thanks. Here's $2.
Much obliged. For 50 cents more, I'll leave my right thumb for a bookmark. So long, kid.
Our first scrapbook. Why, that's dirty. Why, what's he mean, scrapbook?
Why, what is it?
Look, how to box in 10 easy lessons.
The King's Men singing a medley from Pinocchio.
Why does the gay little dicky bird sing? Tweet, 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 tweet. Who puts the sing in the butterfly's wing? What's the reason for the smile of the troubadour? Why does the breeze have a barrel of fun? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Even the thief is the son of a gun. Here's the wherefore and the why. They got no strings, neither have I. Got no strings to hold me down, to make me fret or make me frown. I had strings, but now I'm free. There are no strings on me. Hi-ho, the merry-o. I'm as happy as I can be, and I want you all to know nothing ever worries me. I've got no strings, so I have fun. I'm not tied up to anyone. How I love my liberty. There are no strings on me. Happy little chap with a feather in his hat. So they made me of wood. I never give a rap. Always doing good as a little puppet should, chasing each gloomy day away. Little wooden feet, and that's all. Little wooden feet, in case you fall. Little do you know, and yet it's true, that I'm mighty fond of you. Funny little toy, go play your part. Bring a little joy to every heart. Never let a single tear be shed. My little wooden head. The reason why I'm shouting hi-ho, the merry-o, nothing ever bothers me. I want the world to know there are no strings on me. Oh, got no strings. I have fun. I'm not tied to anyone. How I love my liberty.
Come on, McGee. Here's our taxi. Grab the suitcase.
Okay, I'm coming.
Are you the Mr. Ronald McGee that called for a cab, Doc?
Why, yes, I am, Bud.
What's this Ronald business, McGee?
Oh, well, shucks, what kind of a name is Fibber for a big accent? I was just trying out a couple of new ones, so. Get in, Molly.
Where to, Doc?
Now, look, Bud, we want to go to the Union Station in a hurry.
Yes. We're coming in on the streamliner, and some people are meeting us.
Now, wait a minute, lady. You just coming in on the streamliner?
Well, we really come by bus, you see.
We're not here yet.
Where are you?
We're on the train.
You want to go down to the station?
That's the idea, Bud. They don't realize we got here before the train did.
So you got here before the train did?
Yes, and it's due any minute, so hurry.
Look, Doc, I don't like to be pedantic, you know what I mean? But if you is going to meet a train, which you is riding on, how can you get off long enough to meet yourselves coming in?
Look, Bud, time's a wasting. Let us worry about the more abstruse aspects of the case. You just get us down to the station in time for the streamliner.
Okay, Doc. Here you are. $1.40.
Okay, Bud, here you are. And 5 minutes to spare, too.
Gee, thanks. I hope the train ain't late so you don't keep yourself waiting.
Come on, Molly, we'll sneak around this way and walk a block or so up the track.
Oh, look, McGee. They're raising the welcome banners. The train must be about due. Aren't you excited, dearie?
Oh, yeah, kind of. Folks, we're glad to be back among with you. Or no. Folks, this tremendous ovation... Oh, come on, Molly, let's sneak a little closer to the crowd. There's so many we won't be noticed.
Keep your hat down over your eyes, dearie, so they won't recognize you.
Okay. They're so happy to welcome us back, it'd be a shame to spoil everything for them.
Sure.
Have they got our names spelled right on them banners?
Well, I don't dare look, McGee. I don't want to be seen.
Isn't that it coming all the way?
Here's the
Didn't even stop.
You and your ideas. Well, what do we do now?
Well, come on across the tracks, Molly. You know you're disappointing all these people. We'll tell them we got in early. Hello, everybody. Oh, here we are. Here. Oh, here's Gildersleeve. Hey, Gildersleeve, here we are.
Well, hello, folks. Wasn't it wonderful? Did you see her?
Wait a minute. Where's everybody going? Tell them to come back. See who?
Mrs. Rosebell. She just passed through on the streamliner.
Ah, dear, and I thought this was my day.
Well, it certainly was an inspiring sight, McGee.
Yeah. Well, come on, Mala. The balloon's gone up.
Well, I see you're all dressed up and have your suitcases with you. You going someplace, McGee?
Going? We've been.
Is that so?
Say, didn't you listen to the Lux Theater of the Air? Didn't you hear that big dramatic play they did? Didn't you pay attention when Cecil B. DeMille introduced the stars?
Why, no, I didn't. In fact, nobody in town did, McGee.
What you mean?
Well, some darn fool went away from home and left an electric iron on that blew out every fuse in town.
Before Fibber and Molly return, I'd like to say a word about beauty. Smart women know that it's important for them always to look their very best for their own satisfaction and to make the proper impression on their friends. That's the reason for facials and permanents and all stuff like that there, as Fibber would say. Smart housekeepers know, too, that it's important to have their homes as attractive as possible. This doesn't mean expensive furnishings. It can be accomplished easily with very slight expense by giving floors, furniture, and woodwork that rich, mellow, glowing beauty that comes with the regular use of genuine Johnson's wax. Johnson's wax protects as well as beautifies, and it saves housework throughout the year. Dust and dirt cannot collect on a smooth wax-polished surface. That's why Johnson's wax has so many extra uses for protecting windowsills, lampshades, picture frames, leather goods. You can make your home more attractive and save yourself work with a regular use of genuine Johnson's wax, paste or liquid.
Just imagine, McGee, Next week, we've been 5 years on the air for Johnson's Wax.
Funny you should mention that. I just got a telegram about it from one of our listeners.
Did you really? What'd he say?
Now, here, I got it with me. He says, my family have listened to you faithfully for past 5 years. Feel that there is strong bond between us.
Oh, isn't that sweet?
Yeah, but listen. He says, because we never go anywhere on Tuesday night. And neither does your program. Good night.
Good night, all.
This is Harlow Wilcox speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat, inviting you all to join us again next Tuesday night. Good night. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The Johnson Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Marion and Jim Jordan as Fibber McGee and Molly with Bill Thompson, the King's Men, and Billy Mills Orchestra. The show opens with This Cat Below. Today, folks, we enter 79 Wistful Vista right along with the master of the house. As he opens the front gate, we follow close behind. As he runs up the porch steps, so do we. As he opens the front door, we also slip in. And as he kisses his waiting wife, we find Fibber McGee and Molly.
Hi, Molly.
Hello, dearie. What are you hiding behind your back? Let me see.
Oh, nothing much. Just a few flowers. Here.
Oh, a bouquet of roses.
Yeah.
Ah, they're so lovely.
Oh, it wasn't anything that any red-blooded...
McGee, what have you been up to?
Well, what you mean, Molly?
You know very well what I mean, McGee.
Huh?
When a man brings his wife flowers for no reason, there's a reason.
Look, Mrs. McGee, this is an anniversary. Just 5 years ago today, on the 16th of April, we went on the air for Johnson's Wax.
Oh, heavenly day.
Yeah?
For the purposes of the script, imagine me forgetting that.
Yes, sir, imagine us talking ourselves red in the network every Tuesday night for 5 years.
Do you remember that first broadcast in New York, McGee?
Oh, boy, was that terrible.
And what we overheard one of the NBC vice presidents saying afterwards?
What did he say?
He said, well, Bill, they just hatched a turkey in Studio H. But he says it won't live till Thanksgiving.
Ah, well, I knew we could make a go of it. I had faith.
Yes, you did.
I sure did.
It took 3 options to get you to move out of that tourist camp.
Come in, by all means.
Hello there, Johnny. Hello, daughter. Telegram for you. Sign here.
Oh, thanks, old-timer.
Who's the wire from, McGee?
Oh, boy, the president of one of the big film companies.
Oh.
Rodney Goldbugle, head of 19th Century Wolf.
Really? What does it say?
Says, my staff feels that after 5 years on radio, you have tremendous box office possibilities.
Oh.
Stop. But I don't think so, and that's that. Signed Goldbugle.
Wonder he didn't send it collect.
He did.
What? Hey! Well, freeze my lagoon and call me Sonia.
That does it, Johnny. That absolutely does it. Freeze my lagoon and call me Sonia. That's going too far.
Why, what do you mean, Mr. Oldtimer?
Look, daughter, for 5 years now, rain or shine, fair weather and foul, week in, week out, I've been coming here to listen to your husband's bum jokes, just so I could tell him the way I heard it. Hoping and praying that maybe I could improve his sense of humor. But I give up. I'm through. I wash my hands of the whole business. So long, kid. See you next week.
Why, that old spindle shank, if he thinks for a minute...
The way I heard it, one brother says to t'other fella...
Listen, McGee, don't you think it would be nice if we thanked the sponsor for our lovely 5 years of work?
Hey, that ain't a bad idea, Molly. I'll call him up long distance.
Oh, wonderful.
Give me the phone. Hello, operator. I want S.C. Johnson & Son, Incorporated, Racine, Wisconsin. Yeah. Oh, the moon shines tonight. Hello, Racine. Oh, is that you, Mert?
Oh.
How's every little thing, Mert? It is, huh? What's say, Mert? Your brother? The one that's in the Navy, huh? Oh, lost at sea, huh?
Oh, that's it.
No, it ain't, Molly. They were just trying to teach him the Morse code. He learned A and B all right, but he always got lost at sea. What's say, Mert? Oh, they're closed up, huh? Oh, well, never mind. Racine will probably call us after this show. So long, Mert.
Say, why don't you write him a letter, McGee?
That's a good idea. Where's my pen?
Right there in the desk.
Oh, here it is. Oh.
Now, what's the matter?
This pen, it's empty again.
It is no such a thing. You just filled it yesterday.
Oh, well, I guess it'll be all right if I just shake it, I guess. Just clogs up on the phone.
Oh. Oh, McGee, look what you did. You got a big gob of ink right in the middle of the carpet.
Now, how do you suppose that happened? All I done was shake the pen like this and... Oops, that rat, there she goes again.
All right, dearie, give it one more squirt. We might as well make this work. No, I didn't mean that.
Gee, that's an awful terrible looking spot, ain't it? Better get some salt and milk quick, Molly.
Salt and milk, what's that for?
Why, that's the best way to take the spot out. You see, the principle is, Molly, that the salt absorbs the ink, and when it dries, you just brush it away.
Oh, then what's the milk for?
It's to get the salt wet. If it ain't wet, how can it dry?
Well, I'll try anything. Now, don't monkey with that spot until I get back. I don't want to have to...
Ah, dear, come in.
Hi, mister. You want to go fishing, huh?
No, I don't want to go fishing.
Oh, come on. It's fun. I got the net and everything.
Hey, that ain't a fish net you've got there. That's a hair net.
I know it.
Well, what kind of fish you expect to get in a hair net?
Herring.
My sis, don't...
Oh, don't you want to go home, don't you?
No, I don't you. Now, run along. I'm busy here trying to get an ink spot out of the carpet.
How?
Well, milk and salt.
Honest?
Yeah.
How?
Well, you just spread the salt on the spot and pour milk all over it.
Oh, sure. Sure.
Well, don't you believe me?
Yeah. And the way it works, I suppose the salt makes the ink spot so thirsty it drinks too much milk and gets the stomach ache, and when it rolls over, you pull the carpet out from under it. Horse feather, says I.
Is April in your house a month of joy and sunshine? Or are you living under gray clouds of the spring house cleaning bugaboo? You know, I've been in some homes where you could just feel that spring house cleaning coming on like the villain in an old-time melodrama. And yet in other homes it doesn't seem to cause much stir. Why? Well, I can give you one good answer. Chances are the housekeeper who takes the annual cleaning job in her stride uses the genuine wax method of housekeeping. She uses genuine Johnson's wax regularly throughout the year to protect her floors, furniture, and woodwork. Also her windowsills, lampshades, refrigerator, leather goods. The coat of Johnson's wax protects these surfaces, keeps them glowing with beauty. Makes cleaning infinitely easier because dust, dirt, and smudgy fingerprints can't collect on a smooth waxed surface. The result? The properly waxed home is cleaner all year. Much labor is saved, and spring house cleaning is not a great worry. You can prove this to yourself by using genuine Johnson's wax regularly in your home.
More milk, McGee.
Okay.
Now some more salt. Bring it around here.
Okay.
70 days, the more I do to it, the worse it looks. McGee, I could just thank you for making all this trouble.
I don't blame you, Molly. If we weren't going to have spare ribs for supper, I'd put myself to bed without any. I'm naughty.
Oh, no, you're not.
I am too. I'm bad. Boy, look at this room. I ain't been in personal contact with so much salt since I got shot out of that watermelon patch in 1912.
Pour some more milk over in Mexico there, McGee.
Mexico?
Yeah, south of the border.
Okay. There you go. Hey, look, Molly. I got an idea. Where's that pair of scissors?
What do you want scissors for?
Well, the best way to get stains out is to neutralize them, see?
Go on. Maybe we're finally getting somewhere.
Why, sure. Now, to neutralize a stain, you first got to know what the stain is chemically.
Oh.
So, the logical thing is to take a sample of the stain to a chemist. You following me?
Yes, and if you stop again, I'll run over you. Go on.
So, I had a sudden inspiration. I'll cut that spot out of the carpet, take it to a good chemist. Oh, that'd leave a hole in the carpet, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. Even at that, I'm not so sure it isn't a smarter idea than this salt and milk business. Look at it. Take a look at it. This living room's a foot deep in salt.
What say we bust 50 dozen eggs in here and set fire to the joint? Boy, what an omelet. Would I ever go to... Maybe that's the milkman. I called him up to run over here special. Come in. Ooh, how do you do, Mrs. Uppington?
Oh, come, Mr. McGee. Don't be so formal. Hi.
You seem in wonderful spirits today, Mrs. Uppington. Your eyes are just sparkling.
Oh, that's because I mislaid my glasses someplace. Did I leave them here the last time I visited?
Well, I don't think so, Upping. I like you better without them anyway.
Yes,
You
I
do?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, what you got, a pigmas prism?
No. That's a stigma prism, McGee.
well, whatever it is, it's most inconvenient without them. Why, just now the wind blew my hat off, and after I chased it for 2 blocks, I found I was pursuing Mr. Gildersleeve's bantam rooster.
Well, now we know which came first, the hen or the rooster.